Well, hello. Welcome to America's Rallycross. Thank you very much for joining us here on the live stream from Austin, Texas at the Circuit of the Americas. This is the culmination of the first ever season of ARX and ARX2. Where you are now, share it with your friends, get comfortable, because over the course of the next 50 minutes, we will see 2 sets of semi-finals and 2 finals and 2 champions being crowned. So you're in exactly the right place. So as we prepare to race, please prepare yourselves for the national anthem.
What so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you very much. So we are now ready to get racing underway. And as you can see, this is the grid lining up for the semi-finals of ARX 2, so we already know that Connor Martel is going to be champion. Mathematically, he's done enough, but he wants to go one better. He wants to win the semi-final and hopefully get the podium and win the final. But he's got some stiff competition, and now we get to the point where it's going to be no holds barred racing here across these young guns in the ARX2 cars. And then, of course, straight afterwards, the supercars will come with the semi-finals of ARX, America's Rallycross. Can Scott Speed seal the first ever title here at the Circuit of the Americas? It's very exciting. Let's join the commentators, Andrew Coley and Bucky Lassick.
Looking forward to this, Bucky. So we've got we've got one champion, haven't we, in ARX2. Martel's got it done early, and that's a big relief, isn't it? Whereas Scott Speed and Tanner Faust have got to go into this going, ooh.
Oh, man, the tensions are high over there at Volkswagen.
Yeah.
I know there's no team order, so...
Sitting eating lunch together, or is it a little bit more?
They're probably separated right now,
yeah.
I would imagine.
Just keeping focused on the time.
Probably like, hey, what's up, Scott?
Hey,
what's
all right.
up, Tanner?
That's it. Yeah, cool. We're cool.
Yeah.
Look, we're looking forward to this. I hope you guys are looking forward to it as well. We've got plenty more racing to come today. So, yeah, semi-finals for ARX2 and then the final after that. But that will come after we've had the semi-finals for ARX as well. Let's take a look at, what are we having a look at? Standings, I think. Yes, we are. Connor Martel, 16 championship points for taking the top qualifier spot here in round 5 of ARX2. Fraser McConnell second. Keys, Keats, Anderson, Brooks, Big and Pecoy, Karpov and Rimmer, who was the DNS. And this is how they split. Odds to semi-final 1, evens to semi-final 2. Martel then the champion and on pole in his semi. He will want to win it with a win. This one is a little bit more complicated. So Faust, despite being given a little penalty, a 10-second penalty it was for a steward's decision, still remained as the top qualifier. And Scott Speed, with a brilliant job in Q4, moved himself up into P2, so cutting the deficit. It looked like he was going to lose a fair few championship points, but of course Arpin, who was up ahead of him, ended up in the wall. A few things played into his hands, and Speed ends up P2 in qualifying. Now that puts him on pole in semi-final 2, so him and Faust won't meet until the final. by then it could be done, because the championship gap is 8 points and there's only 8 points up for grabs in the final. So if they both make it through, I think Speed will be the champion, because the minimum he can score in the final is 1 point, which would see him ahead of Faust if Faust took the win with 8. So we'll bring you updates on that live as the racing continues. Neil Cole is down in the ARX2 grid, and he's with Cole Keats, who is P4 in qualifying, so he'll be on the front row.
So Cole, this is it. The car looks a little bit beaten up on the outside, but how's everything working underneth?
Yeah, Q2 wasn't a good one for us. I made a small mistake into the wall, but it broke the steering. It looks beat up on the outside, but we're dialed on the inside. Got a little bit tighter, so going to the semifinal, start in front row, get a good start, try to go win this thing, see if we can start in front row for the final. And we're here to show some dominance if we can. And main goal is the podium, but I really want that win. Got to get that off my back.
Good luck with that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Semi-final time, Bucky. Connor is going to be on pole in this first semi-final. He's won the championship, so the pressure's totally off. And as a driver, that's going to release him to get out there. You said he just likes to go and get it, and the team will hold back.
He's going to have the drive of his life right now. There's no pressure, and he's just going to go out there and have literally probably the most fun he's had all year.
Yeah, awesome to know when you're racing past your home crowd that you're the champion of the category. Yeah, he's going to go for it. So cannot wait for this. We've got semi-final 1 coming up very soon, but first we're going to head down to Neil Cole.
Fraser, it's been great to watch you so spectacular out on this circuit, but what's the mission now? You're in P2 at the intermediates.
We have a very fast car right now. The track is really fast. I feel really confident in this car, and I'm going to go out there and put on a show for all my Jamaicans watching.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I love that guy.
Coolest person ever, Fraser McConnell. We're crowning our coolest person ever award goes to Fraser McConnell. If you're watching back in Jamaica, it is a pleasure to have you along. Fraser McConnell said there are a ton of people watching from when we were broadcasting from Canada, Trois-Rivieres. Wherever you're watching from, do let us know via the usual social media channels. We hope you've enjoyed the series. Have you been impressed by Conor Martel? Who do you think is going to win the Supercar Championship later on today? Or later on today, soon, like within the hour.
The sun is out, the track is dry.
It's all good.
It is very good here at COTA.
We're good to go racing. Okay, Neil's managed to grab somebody else down in the pre-grid. Okay, so Neil's managed to get Steve Arpin. So Steve Arpin ended up in the wall.
We haven't heard from him
No,
yet.
I don't think he's very happy with Liam Doran.
Just to give you an example about the frame of mind of Steve Arpin, he's just asked me off air, am I allowed to swear? So without swearing, how's the weekend been going and what's the mission in the semi-finals?
I think this is like the ultimate just demonstration of what a roller coaster motorsports is in general. An awesome day yesterday. This car has been amazing. We have so many guests from Ineos here, from CBDMD here, from Toyo Tires here. It's been just such an awesome weekend. And second overall going into today, and I jump started. That was on me. But then Liam Doran just proved why he doesn't have a ride and just piled us into the first corner. Just the stupidest move I've ever seen in my life, but that's just living up to his reputation. So we're going to battle back. We're going to the semifinals right now, and this thing is, it's a little bit beat up, it's a little bit bruised, but she's a strong piece of equipment. This ARX is going to the final.
The focus is strong, the Hoonigan team is strong, you'll bounce back. Thanks for that, and well done for not swearing.
I like to act like a little bit of a badass, but I drive a race car, so even on a bad day, it's still a good day, right?
Good, thank you, Steve. Now, I think the ARX2 are ready to go with their semi-final, so let's join Andrew Coley and Bucky Lassick.
Yeah, don't sit on the fence there, Steve. You know, let us know what you think, man. One of the things I've really enjoyed about America's Rallycross this year has been there is a distinct lack of worrying about what the other dude thinks when you say stuff. You know, we've had Scott versus Ken, now we've got Steve versus Liam. It's good fun. We want some rivalries in this sport, you know. I'm
He
sure
kept
that,
it clean for the kids too.
Yeah.
I like that. Steve is that kind of guy.
No, really cool, really cool. Right, here we go then. Semi-final time, ARX2, the final round, round 5, 2018. And your champion is on pole position. There he is, Conor Martel, 3 wins and a P2. Alex Keys next to him. Keys doing a brilliant job yesterday. Scott Anderson and Cabot Bigham on row 2. And bringing up the rear, Matt Karpoff. So 5 cars, 6 laps. One of those has to be the Joker. Remember, the top 3 go through. Anybody else is going home. So 2 people being knocked out in this one. We know that Keys has been super fast. Anderson on row 2 will be looking for the gap. I suspect him around the outside there. Cabot Bigham, if he doesn't go Joker, I'll be absolutely staggered. I think Martel will go standard lap. Staggered grid, of course, so it's a little bit easier to get away and get what you want to do. Karpoff left at the line, unfortunately, so that's going to cost him big time. Martel does go standard lap, and look at that, Bucky. Right side of the grid goes standard lap, left side of the grid goes Joker.
Pretty straightforward there. No complications in the spotter stands. Everyone sorted themselves out. Now it's a race for the 2 front guys to either get the Joker in and not let these guys get them on the times. So if someone is like Keys in 3rd, I'd be watching him right now. If I was a spotter, I'd be watching his time and kind of jumping, maybe get into the Joker, block him off.
Take a defensive one early, so they'll be looking at that gap, and you can see there Martel with a big steering input as he comes through the dry section. Dust starting to fly again here at Kota. Super wet this morning, and they both go standard lap. So at the minute, Martel and Anderson leading through the standard lap from Keys and Bigham, who's Joker ready. Matt Karpoff's Joker as well, and Karpoff struggling a bit with the car as he comes past commentary. Martel up and over the jump. So what's the gap at the minute? 1.1 to Anderson, 2.2 to Keys. Top of your screen. The red line means they haven't taken the Joker.
Keys has caught up to the back of Anderson, so Anderson is definitely in danger of losing that P2 spot right now.
And of course, the important spot, I suppose, you always want to be further up, don't you? Because it's further up the grid. P1 goes to the front, P2 to row 2, and so on. But the one that's really important is P3. You know, you don't want to be the first guy that missed out on getting through to the final.
Exactly.
So we're going to see a great fight then, certainly between, we've got Keys, Bigham and Anderson looking for a spot in the semi-finals. Martel at the minute is looking okay, but the gap hasn't changed back to Keys. Keys is 2.2 off the back of Martel. Anderson is falling back towards Keys, but Martel isn't getting away from Keys either. That 2.2 has been the same for 2 laps now, Bucky.
Yeah, it has. But Anderson, he should have jokered earlier, because Keys is on one right now, and he is reeling Anderson in.
Martel now has managed to get a couple of tenths up on Keys, so Martel sticks to the standard lap. And I wonder if that's because they're hoping that Keys might catch up to the back of Anderson. If that's the case, obviously it's going to hold him up, and that would give Martel even more breathing space.
Yeah, Conor right now, he's not really worried about anything. He's checking out.
Big push from Martel out front.
But Keys, on the other hand, he's really gained a lot under braking right there on that hairpin.
Look at Keys. Keys is all over the back of Anderson. You don't need the clock at the top of your screen to tell you what that gap is. It's a visual gap now. Keys is there. Anderson will know he's there. And basically, Anderson's spotters now are trying to figure out what to do with Bigham 4 seconds back. So they've got 2.1. Anderson sticks to the standard lap. Bigham is the danger man, isn't he, Bucky? Because he's the guy that can steal P3. We know Keys is going to get Anderson. That's a given. So it's whether Anderson can hold on to P3 or whether Bigham is going to get the overlap on him.
Who's getting hurt? Who's getting held up here? Keys is getting held up. So I wonder if it's Anderson, his spotter, is kind of telling him to kind of hold Keys up.
Yeah, because to guarantee, I mean, Martel probably doesn't need the help, does he? But yes, exactly. These 2 guys both run out of the Dirtfish squad, so yeah, it would make sense for them to help out. Though to me, I think Martel's just so fast he doesn't need it. Yeah,
there's really no sense for Anderson.
Joker, Martel. So Joker goes Martel, last lap, round the long right-hander. Watch for the merge here. And if that's the case, then Anderson
did not take the Joker.
Anderson has forgotten to Joker. And that is going to mean that Anderson is going to get a 30-second penalty. So this is now given. That's a real shame. So a mistake there, either from the spotters or Anderson. Sometimes, Bucky, it can be a communications issue as well, can't it?
And maybe his radio might not be working.
Exactly. So he might not have got the call. People think it's easy to count the laps in these cars. It is not. You're absolutely fully focused on what you're doing. And this man has retained his focus all season. Conor Martel takes the checkered flag. The champion books a slot in the final at the last round of ARX2. Anderson crosses the line second, but without a Joker lap, he's going to get a 30-second penalty, and that will see Keys and Bigham join him in the final. So Anderson won't make it, Martel will.
A lot of mistakes lately.
Yeah, we've seen a few. Yeah, we've seen double Jokers.
Not used to seeing so many mistakes like this.
Pressure on right at the end of the season. popping and banging from these cars as they all relax, foot off the gas. And the three of them, of course, will be heading back to get the cars re-prepped as quick as they can. There you go. Martel goes through from Keys and Bigham. On the right-hand side, you can see the championship points, 6.54. Karpov gets fourth, and that's because Anderson forgot to joker. So, Anderson, how close would it have been with Bigham? Would he have made it or not? It doesn't matter. He didn't take the joker. So, game over for Scott Anderson this time. Take another look at the start. So, left-hand side of your screen, the two Dirtfish guys, Martel and Anderson, both of those taking the standard lap. Karpov was slow off the line, either a problem or wrong going, missed the start, whatever. Karpov and Keys around the outside. Keys was fast, wasn't he?
Oh, super fast.
I'd like to see what Keys could have done if he'd been released a bit earlier. So he definitely got held up, didn't he, by Anderson, and so that he couldn't really do a lot about Martel out front.
No, he got held up from the merge. This point on, he was held up.
I wonder if Anderson realised when Martel came back out of the merge and was like, no, because sometimes that's what it takes, isn't it? The other car comes in and he's like, oh, I don't believe it. So Anderson misses the joker, and because of that doesn't make it through to the semi-finals. It's Martel, final. Martel, who wins it?
Connor, you could have just cruised to the finish here because you clearly look like you want to win this event outright.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, I just want to, finish it off with a good ending. We won the championship now, so it'd be really nice to, finish out the year strong with a final win and get another trophy up there. So that's our plan.
Now, I've got to ask, was there any confusion about the number of laps in that race? Because Anderson didn't joker. We couldn't work that out.
Well, there wasn't any between me and my spotter, but right after the race, they told me that Anderson did take the joker. So that's kind of between him and his spotter, which it's unfortunate because, yesterday was his first podium ever. So I wish he could have gotten another one today, but it doesn't turn out to be that way, I guess.
Okay, thanks for explaining. Thank you.
Much.
Okay, interesting. So we did have 4 cars in this one, but unfortunately Picoy hasn't made it, which makes this a demonstration race basically for these guys. Be interesting to see how they take to that. Fraser McConnell, who's been spectacular and fast all weekend. Cole Keat with a brand new transmission here at COTA, solving some of the issues he had earlier in the season. And Christian Brooks, who of course was second in the standings coming into this round and is under a little bit of pressure points-wise from Alex Keys. So with 3 cars in, Bucky, all these guys are going to make it through.
2 and 3/4 cars. 2 and 3/4.
A few bits missing there off the front of Keith's car. Still, grid positions to play for. Let's see what approach these guys take to it. So, McConnell on the inside. Keith shuts the door. Where are they going to go? Keith goes joker. Okay, and McConnell, I think, had a little bit of contact from Brooks in the rear there. So, Bucky, there's only 3 cars, so they're all going through. But the fact is, if you want to win the final, you're going to need to be on the front row. So they are going to want to win this.
Oh, they're still racing. There's only 3 out there, but they're still racing. It looks like, what's that, Keats is pretty far back there, but he's the only one to joker. So right now, it's just quality laps. You're just out there just putting in the laps, head down, and hope that these 2 guys out front are making mistakes.
Yeah, I mean,
where Keats can benefit.
Keats will be trying to close him down with his 3.2 back in the minute, which isn't great, is it? McConnell leaning hard on the car on the way into turn 1 with Brooks behind. So watch for that gap. It's gone up to 3.5. So at the minute, McConnell's capping Keats. And Brooks, though, is going backwards. So Brooks has got another 2/10. But, I mean, look, 2/10, it's absolutely nothing, is it?
No, it's not anything at all. Look at the different line that Brooks is taking. He's looking to go over-under here.
I'm quite impressed with McConnell's ability to drive the car in a ragged style but still be fast. What we normally see from ARX and ARX2 drivers is that super clean and tidy is the fastest way.
Momentum.
Yeah.
These are momentum cars.
But McConnell's one of the first drivers I've seen who's able to send it everywhere but still carry that speed buck. He's great fun to watch.
Well, I think what's happening is that he's causing Brooks to overdrive because Brooks is trying to catch someone who's already on one. So
Brooks got a nose up the inside, but it wasn't enough. Keats, though, 4.3 off the back, so Cole Keats definitely not having the best run here. He will make it through, as I say. Oh, now look at the inside.
Brooks on the inside, got a good run out of that turn, set him up good.
He's got him.
He's got the line.
Yeah, he's got him, so there we go.
It's his turn.
So Fraser McConnell then a little bit too ragged, Bucky, and that's the other side of it. We did see him lose a position earlier on today. Was it to Martel? I can't remember. He ran wide and somebody slid up the inside. Look at this. Goes joker. So, okay, McConnell goes joker. He loses the position, goes joker because he knows now his best chance to get get back past is to bang in a couple of super hot laps at the end here and try and get in front of Brooks.
All right, so now we're seeing some joker strategy. Now we're going to see if McConnell can keep it clean and get those fast times back that he knows he can do.
I wonder if the spotters are on the radio saying tidy it up.
Yeah, I mean, now Brooks is doing the same. Now Brooks doesn't have someone to follow, so he's running his own pace. McConnell's on one, and Keats is a bit far back.
Okay, Keats still dropping time, so I wonder if Keats has got any kind of issues. McConnell 3.2 off, and he responds immediately. Here we go then.
This is going to be good, guys.
Brooks has gone joker. That's in response to McConnell going joker on the previous lap.
Brooks has it.
Yeah, done. Easily done. Out in front of McConnell, and that was tidy. So that's a good example, Bucky, of responding. Explain what we mean when we say responding to the other guy's joker.
Responding is when someone jokers early, then you kind of have to either put in fast laps and respond to that, or fall victim to they had a faster pace. They knew they weren't able to cover them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
on this occasion, they were like, right, go now. Don't give him the opportunity to put in the fast laps. But it's tough, isn't it, if there's traffic. These guys are lucky, of course, because with it only being 3 cars, they don't have to look back. And that's the tough part for a spotter for me, is having to look back at where you slot in when you take a joker.
Yeah, it's hard to figure all that out on the fly. You don't have that much time. These guys are mathematicians here to be able to put these numbers together and figure it out that quick.
Some people wheeling several stopwatches at the same time and a clipboard if you're looking really cool. So Brooks through the right-hander is going to take semi-final number 2. Checkered flag is out already, so it will be Brooks on the front row with Martel. Second place goes to McConnell, and then it's Cole Keats in third. So Keats wasn't on the pace we've seen the rest of the weekend. I think Keats is carrying some sort of an issue there, and they really won't have much time to try and get that car sorted for the next race. So Keats does make it through. They all do on this occasion. We're going to see some seriously hard racing in the final when we get down to 6 cars. Everybody will want a podium, particularly Martel. He'd love to stand on the top, wouldn't he? McCoy 0 points because he didn't start. Brooks, McConnell and Keats going through, and that is the order they'll be on. Row 1, row 2 and row 3. So this was the start. Watch for Keats slotting off to the left, and then I think McConnell got a little tap in from Brooks. And okay, it wasn't as close as well. Okay, it wasn't as close, like what, 6 inches?
It was kind of close.
Yeah, it was kind of close.
There's the move right there on the inside where McConnell kind of hung it out on the hairpin before the jump, and Brooks took advantage.
And again, he's sideways here, isn't he? And that's the thing. While we like watching McConnell's spectacular style, he is going to have to start to close some of those gaps and not fall victim to this. Because, you know, if you'd have kept that door shut, Brooks can't get through. But, you know, on the other hand, I don't want to see McConnell tidy it up too much because I like the sideways style.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So, what's he going to give us? Is he going to go for the visual love, or is he going to get the podium?
Christian, that was a great semi-final win. This is a super difficult track to overtake on, so how did you manage to pull that off?
Oh, wow. Well, we've just had such a horrible weekend. Yesterday was my birthday, and probably the worst race I've had in a couple years, honestly. So today I've gone in with no fear, driving as hard as I can every run, and just finally got the bad luck out of the way. We'll be on the front row in the final, and I'm really going to be pushing. I don't know if we could still win the championship, but I'm definitely going to still try to win the race. So I'm going to try my best like I always do, and shout out to the team for getting the car up there for the race, and it was really good. Shout out Global Electronic Technology for getting me here, and thanks to my family.
Thank you. Well done.
Thank you.
He's very good, isn't he? He's very good. You Americans are very good at the TV stuff. Yeah, I like that. Very good.
This guy.
So he can't win the championship. We know that. He obviously hasn't quite done the maths. We know that Martel is the champion. But what he will want to do is hold on to P2, Bucky. And, you know, Alex Keys is going to want that too. We need to see an update on the championship standings. But
see where they grid up.
Yeah, all good. Right, on then to Supercar. We've got a title still to decide. So let's take a look at the standings after qualifying. Faust, 16 points, Speed, 15 points. Then it's Atkinson, Block, Arpin, Sandell, Haken, Doran and Bennett, the 9 cars in the entry here. Odds goes semi-final 1, Evens goes semi-final 2. So really, you kind of want to be in semi-final 2 because there's only 4 cars in there. But at least we've managed to keep Arpin and Doran apart. I'm kind of hoping they both make it through to the final because we've seen some exciting stuff between them. I'll tell you one thing though, look at this. Speed and Block on row 2 in semi-final 2. Scott Speed will not want to get taken out by Block. Block wouldn't do it on purpose, I'm sure of that, but again, we've got a bit of history. 8-point lead for Speed in the championship over Faust. There are 6 points up for grabs in the semi and then only 8 in the final. So if that gap extends from 8 upwards, obviously here, it's going to reach the point where he can't be beaten. I think if they both win their semi-finals, then Speed is the champion. Faust, nothing he can do, Bucky, here other than control his own race. He's got to take the win and hope that Speed can't.
Right. I think these guys are going to race good. I don't see too many rivals there. These guys are going to just want to get out there and sort themselves out and get some fast times.
Tanner Faust on the front row with Chris Atkinson in semi-final number 1, the final round of America's Rallycross. Row 2, Steve Arpin and Topi Heikkinen. Great debut for Heikkinen for Subaru, and Arpin's been flying in the Focus. Oliver Bennett in the Mini. Well, he's had some action today. Been beaten up a little bit by the Subarus, but still in the mix in the semi-finals. Here we go, semi-final 1. Big deep breath. Faust has the door open as he did yesterday. You watch, as soon as he gets a thumbs up, he'll slam that door and it'll be full focus on launching the beetle off down towards turn 1.
Toppy's got a little angle to a start.
I saw that.
There.
Do you think that's signaling to Bennett, I'm closing the door?
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't even try it. This is where we're going this way.
Do you want a little bit more of what I gave you earlier?
Yeah.
No, that wasn't him.
Yeah, he's the only one who hasn't hit Bennett just yet. Okay, let's do this. Semi-final 1, final round of America's Rallycross. This is to go through to the final, and it's going to affect the championship standings. Great start, Tanner Faust immediately. Heikkinen shuts the door. We know that Bennett's Mini is fast. Bennett's going to go round to the Joker. That tries to come up the inside of Atkinson, gives it back to Atkinson. Atkinson gave it to him earlier on this year, earlier on today, sorry. Bennett manages to get through. Oh, is that another tap though?
Oh
Bennett,
boy, this is going to be big.
He's lucky, he's just a nudge. Did he get a tap there on the way through? We'll have to look at the replays.
I almost want to say he did, but I think he just lost it on his own, just hung it out there too much.
Oh, no way. It was a shame. He'd done a great job to get up the inside of Atkinson, and I think that's why Heikkinen shut the door. We saw that Mini was so fast, Bucky, on the track to turn 1. Heikkinen shut the door before he could get any momentum in the car.
Didn't even give him a chance. Drove right over. I thought they had to drive a certain distance before they could turn over.
Shut the lane,
someone.
yeah, no, you went straight across, so good move. So Heikkinen goes Joker now. That's going to be to protect himself from Atkinson. Subaru comes through and he'll stand on the brakes, keep the door shut. Look at Toppy, very clever. What we've seen today, a few people left the door open there by going super deep on the brakes, and he doesn't do that.
He drove it in there and he just blew the turn for both of them, but he got the position.
Yeah, and this of course is all about position, so the time doesn't matter now. You want the position, you want to be further up for the final.
You do. And it was that was exactly what he needed.
So Steve Arpin now needs to watch out because he needs to be in front of Atkinson if he wants to make it through to the final. Bennett has gone, of course, because he spent too much time off track. Arpin goes Joker. Here we go. Arpin looking to book a slot in the final, and I think he's going to take P2. Look at that. We've still got laps to go, but tiny move from Arpin. So at the minute then, it would be Faust, Arpin, Heikkinen, and Tanner now. I think Tanner will hang on. What do you think, Bucky?
Yeah, Tanner's just going to hang on. He's going to stay out there, and he's going to do the Joker on the last lap.
Tanner Faust in the Beetles, been brilliant this year. Of course, he took the win in the first round at Silverstone earlier this year. And then he ended up at the wall in Canada. He was P3 here at Kota, so Ken Block getting in the way of Tanner Faust. Tanner Faust takes the Joker now, so Faust has gone Joker early. And that will give him enough space to make sure that if there are any mistakes can be found. Tell you what, Arpin's really close.
He is really. I bet you Tanner Spotter got on the horn there and
mistake for Bennett
and let him know that he needs to answer.
So that's Bennett in the hairpin, so that's taken away one overtaking opportunity there, Bucky, because they'll wave the yellows down there, and a waved yellow means no passing. So Faust.
So Tanner took the Joker early to cover Arpin because Arpin is super fast right now.
Yeah, Faust leading from Arpin. Still another lap to go. Faust coming up towards the hairpin with Arpin right behind him. 0.8 of a second between them, so...
Arpin needs to turn on the DRS. Hold on, that's a different racing series. Okay, he's within 1 second.
He is within a second, but there we go. Bennett's managed to pull the car out of the way. I'll tell you what, Bennett has been a great sport this weekend. We've seen him a few times when he's had issues. He hasn't messed up anybody else's race. It's been a pleasure to have Ollie Bennett racing in ARX this season. And 3 rounds I think he did.
That car is super fast.
Yeah, it is. It's good, and I've been really impressed with the way he's continued to learn. Tell you what, I've been really impressed with Arpin this weekend too, because for me, Arpin's been on fantastic form in the Focus RS here.
Yeah, we were out there at Rally Ready, the local rally school here, and Arpin was jumping in the trophy truck that we had out there, and he was getting some laps in, and he was smiling ear to ear.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. He's had a lot of seat time recently, what with that Nitro Games the weekend before as well. So Steve Arpin coming in form late in the season. I hope we're going to see Arpin back next year. Bro Racing done a good job, along with Hoonigan, to develop the Focus and get it back on the pace. But so far they haven't been able to beat this man. Tanner Faust this weekend doing a great job, takes semi-final 1. That is all he can do in his chase of the championship title. Going through to the final with him, Steve Arpin and Toppy Haken, and Chris Atkinson with some donuts just to the right of the commentary box. That's Atkinson's season for Subaru finished here. Hakkinen on his debut, booking a slot in the Subaru in the final. So good job by Toppy. Here is the result confirmation. Faust takes it 6 points. Arpin, Hakkinen, Atkinson and Bennett with a DNF. Feel a bit sorry for Bennett. Good move off the line to take the position from Atco, but didn't work out. Have another look at this then. Great move.
Look at that door shut. Right out of the hole.
So look at this. He gives him a little nudge, sticks his nose up the inside. What happens here is there?
He just lost it. I can't tell there.
No, you can't tell from that angle.
I think he lost it on turn it, but how he saved it in the grass right there, I thought it was just going to take off like a rocket ship.
I thought he was going to accelerate towards the tyres. Did well. Faust, that was him coming off the Joker, responding to Arpin. Arpin was closer to Faust than we thought, so the Focus looks to be quick. And in this next one, we're going to be seeing another Focus versus another Beetle, so looking forward to that.
Well, Tanner, under pressure from Steve Arpin there, you've done everything you can. You've won your semi-final. What's the next step?
It's getting more slippery. Yeah, it was really nice to get a good start. I think everybody raced pretty hard. I know that it's not comparing times to the semi-final, but everybody pushed really hard in that race. The cars are very similar speed. Arpin was right there the whole time. I could hear from my spotter. And there's the turn after the jump is like ice. So I understand why that Mini went right into the wall. So that's going to be something to take care of in the final.
Well, let's hope that your spotter didn't tell Scott's spotter about that particular bit of dirt.
We're all friends here. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure he did, but it's very, very slippery out there. It was good that nobody packed into the back of the Mini there, so on to the final.
See you in the final.
All right, thank you.
So Faust has booked his slot. It's up to his teammate Scott Speed now to book his. Sandell in the background with a huge sideways tyre warm. And Liam Doran pulling up to the back of the grid. I can't call this one, Bucky, because these four guys should all make it through, really. Liam hasn't had the greatest day today, it has to be said. Even when he won his race, he wasn't very happy. But yeah, yesterday he was P3 overnight, and as you said, Liam's a brilliant driver. He's doing a bit of work to help the team with the setup.
He's brought that car. That car was fast to begin with, but he really dialed it. He dialed it in. He changed a lot of stuff in the suspension, and he's been working really close with the team to get that car to the basically the best it can be right now.
Yeah, it's
a new car. It's hard to develop a new car during a season.
Yeah, 100%, because you're busy trying to win as well. Scott Speed will be busy trying to win this one. So Scott Speed on the front row with Ken Block. They've got a bit of history at this track from earlier on this season, and it's Patrick Sandell and Liam Doran. Patrick will want to go through to the final because Toppy's put one of the Subarus in there, and you don't want to be the one that missed out. Liam Doran would love to put the McGann RS through to the final as well on his debut for GCK in America's Rallycross. Thumbs up from the marshal. Make eye contact with each of the drivers just to make sure they're aware that we're heading towards the lights. Watching to make the little point as he leaves across to the side of the grid. There you go. That's it. Eyes forward. Speed, if he takes this semi-final, is mathematically the champion, though will have to appear in the final as well to take it. Green light, Scott Speed away. Sandell slots in behind him. Contact between Block and Speed on the way down towards turn one.
Sandell chose to take the Joker because he saw Ken Block and Speed that they might get into it. So very smart move by Sandell.
Doran's gone Joker as well. Doran would have liked to get up the inside of Sandell, and he does. Doran's going to push Sandell around. I don't know what Stuart's going to say about that. Liam waited there because I think he knows he's going to get in trouble.
He knew he got into him, but he got into him a little bit too hard and did send Sandell around 360 style. So that's definitely going to...
I think that might incur a penalty, I'm afraid. He ran into the back fairly. Liam waited, you can see he waited, but because Sandell was hooked up on the barrier, Sandell couldn't recover. He would have given the position back, and then it doesn't matter. But okay, it's happened. Block goes Joker now.
Here's the race.
He knows there was a problem in the background, so Block's been told by his spotter, look, Doran's gone, Sandell's gone, you might as well go. So Block goes into the Joker lap. Now that releases Scott Speed, and
Sandell
that's exactly what Scott wants.
Speed had a huge rotation on the turn before the jump, so...
What, a little bit more than he would have liked?
Yeah, way more than he would have liked.
Scott Speed, no issues that we can spot, and he'll be nervous in the car, Bucky, won't he? Because effectively, if he wins this semi-final, he takes the championship. As I say, he will have to score a point in the final, because if he finishes equal with Tanner, then Tanner could take it on count back, but Speed will want to win the semi, he'll want to win the final, won't he?
Yeah, he will, and he's looking really good right here. He took the Joker, he slotted in ahead of Ken, and he's got, I'd say, about 3 to 4 cars on Ken.
1.3 seconds is the gap according to timing. Speed keeping it tidy, trying to keep that car in perfect condition. And Bucky, that's something else to consider. If you're in the second semi-final, your team has less time to re-prepare the car, so you always want to make sure that you keep it in pristine condition, give them less work to do.
In an ideal situation, yeah, that's what you're thinking of. But right now, these guys are just wanting to get in there, and they will write that car off if it's fixable to get them in the final. Look at Liam hanging out there.
Yeah, Liam's in P3 at the moment, coming past the commentary box. Sandell a little way off the back of him. You're looking at the front too. You can see the gap between Doran and Sandell. Just looking at semi-final 1. So we had some contact under investigation, which I think is Bennett, is it? Yeah, Bennett and Atkinson is under investigation. We've got nothing on the screens yet about Liam Doran and Sandell, so we might have to wait until the grid for the final to see who's made it. But I can tell you who's definitely made it, and that's Scott Speed and Ken Block. You can hear the turbo wastegates going. These cars just sound fantastic, Bucky. I know you love supercars. You'd love to get back in one, wouldn't you?
Oh, the anti-lag, the power, the torque, the wheel spin, the sound, the smell. Yeah, let's get off that topic.
Yeah, maybe we'll see Bucky back in. Okay, we've got a fight on our hands. Sandell looking to take the position back off Liam on track, then it won't matter what the stewards say anyway. So the Subaru is right up behind the GCK machine. I think Liam's got a problem here because he had a full 3 seconds on him a moment ago. Sandell rotating the Subaru around, having a look up the inside, going to try and pass him down the straight. Is he Liam?
Sandell's got the inside.
Oh, Sandell backs it in. Tidy pass. Liam's got a puncture rear left, so Liam Doran with a puncture rear left on the GCK machine. That means that it's not going to make any difference what the stewards say. Sandell has got the position. Scott Speed is on his last lap, but Sandell has got the position from Liam Doran, so Speed has just a few corners to go. It's been a great season for him. Scott Speed was second in the UK to his teammate Tanner Faust. He took the win here at COTA earlier in the year with Faust in third. He took the win again in Canada. Faust was second, and this win in semi-final 2 should see Speed crowned the first ever ARX champion. Great job by Scott Speed. He's still got the final to go. I'm sure the team will wait until then to celebrate. And as I say, he must start that final to be confirmed.
You see the fist pumping in Speed's car. He's aware of what he just did.
He knows. We know the car's good. Liam Doran absolutely sideways past the commentary position. The wheels sparking with the tyre completely off it. But Scott Speed is the 2018 America's Rallycross champion. Yeah, he knows. He knows. Bucky spotted the celebrations in the car. Scott Speed takes it from Ken Block and Patrick Sandell. Liam Doran with a puncture drops back 6.54 of the championship points. That means Speed goes into the final with an 8-point championship lead, and so he should score 1 point if he finishes that final. Even if he doesn't, as long as he starts the final, he will score 1 point, and that will confirm the championship. But he is all but crowned the America's Rallycross champion.
There's going to be lots of Rockstar and beef jerky in that pit.
Yeah, there is, isn't there? I think Scott will have a little celebrate. He's got his whole family with him this weekend. Met his wife Amanda and the kids. They bought donuts in for the whole team this morning. Maybe we'll see some celebratory donuts later on. There you go, down at the bottom right of your screen. Live championship standings, 107 to 99. As I say, there's 8 points in the final, but Scott is celebrating. There you go, ladies and gentlemen, your 2018 America's Rallycross champion. Neil Cole's down there with him. Let's hear from him now.
Scott, mathematically you are now the first ever America's Rallycross champion. Tell us how you're feeling right now.
Oh, it's great, man. What an awesome weekend. Like, it's awesome now, but I gotta tell you, like, after Q2, Q3, it was looking rough, man. We were so many points back, and then I knew in that Q4 with Tanner on the inside, that was the championship. Like, if he would have gotten underneath me in the Joker, I would have finished 4th or 5th again, and I'd have lost probably 6-7 points going in the final. And to get that Q4 win and then to come out here and win the semifinal, lock it up, yes! Woo!
There was a lot of fighting going on behind you, but luckily Ken kept it clean.
I will say this, Ken at least raced me super clean right there. I mean, there was some bumping, but nothing that was too much. Like, I really appreciate him playing clean there.
Congratulations, but you just have to officially start the final.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, he's not going to miss that one, is he?
No, not a chance.
Scott Speed over the moon.
I think Tanner's going to go tie him up in a straitjacket or something.
Yeah, he's going to have to do something, isn't he? Some sugar in the fuel tank or some sort of trick. Yeah, Speed should make it through. This was the moment. Look at Doran, he waited, as I say, he did wait there for Sandell, but unfortunately Sandell couldn't get back through. So if you wait and let the other car go, the stewards don't tend to intervene, do they? Because you gave the position back, but he couldn't. This was Speed coming around to take the lead in the semi-final. Thanking Ken Block as well for racing him clean in this one. Sandell with the pass on Doran. Look at that. It's great car control from Sandell. They're back in the car in, but look at Liam, look, with the tyre completely off the rear rim. So not ideal for him. Certainly ideal for Scott Speed. He is the champion. Brilliant job, America's Rallycross champion, Scott
awesome.
Speed. It meant a lot to him, didn't it? You could see that, like, the tension in Scott earlier on today when things weren't going his way, and then this time we saw he just looked super relieved.
You could see it. And I just want to go back. Did you see the hole that Sandell put that Subaru in?
Yeah, it was good.
It was pretty good.
It was good. Everybody loves it when somebody backs it in. Fantastic stuff. So Speed is the champion. He's got to turn up on the grid, but you heard it from him himself. He's not going to miss the final. There we go then. Scott Speed, the champion of ARX. We've got Conor Martell, the champion of ARX2. What's kind of cool for us is that the championship is done and dusted as we go into the final, Bucking. So we're going to see some people taking some serious risks, aren't we? Because they don't care now.
Yeah, now the championships are determined. The guys are going to go out there and they want to win a race.
Okay, well, we're looking forward to seeing them want to win a race as well. Grid is coming up for ARX2. There's McConnell. He's been super sideways. He's going to have to get a bit tighter if he wants to take a win from these guys, because out front, they were tighter. You can see Martell there and Brooks have been on form. Keys alongside McConnell on row 2, and at the back, Keats, who's been back on form down the right-hand side. Look at the standings. So Martell, say we knew was the champion because he's got a lead of 20 coming into this, and there's only 8 points up for grabs for the win. But Brooks, look, is, what is he, 8 points clear of Keys. So, yeah, Keys, I think Brooks is safe, isn't he? Because even if Keys took it, he'd have to be on 110, but Brooks would get 1 point for 6th. So Brooks has actually taken second in the standings, so that's cool for him. Hopefully the team have done a bit of maths. He wasn't even sure if he could win the title coming into this one. ARX2 final, round 5 from COTA, Circuit of the Americas, Austin, Texas. Conor Martell, the champion already. Next to him on the grid, Christian Brooks, who's P2 in the standings. Looking forward to seeing which one of them takes the final win of the year. Fraser McConnell and Alex Keys have been on form this weekend, entertaining and very fast. Bringing up the rear, Cole Keats, big improvement in form here with some improvements on the car, and Cabot Bigham. Let's get this ARX2 show on the road for the final. This year, the ARX2 cars are going to go into battle. They were here earlier on in the year at COTA, then up to Trois-Rivieres for a doubleheader, another doubleheader here. Super hard work from all the teams to make sure the cars were prepped and good to go. And we are looking forward to a fantastic final race. Ready to race light goes out. Green, good start, Martell on the inside. So Martel looks like he's going to take the lead down towards turn 1. He goes standard lap. Brooks going to go with him. So Brooks trying to go around the outside of McConnell. McConnell gives him a little tap. He runs wide. Keats is going to get up the inside of him. Brooks drops down then from P2. Gives a little nudge into the back of Keats again. But Keats is going to hold on to P3. And Brooks is the big loser there, Bucky, as Keys and Bigham have gone Joker and they're nearly on the back already.
Outside turn 1 does not work, and he just climbed over the back of Keats. A little bit too aggressive there.
But he's made it. Look,
but he
Brooks
has made it work.
Wow, so Brooks made the pass there off the jump.
Keats looks broke.
Yeah, Keats has got problems. You remember he was slightly slow, wasn't he, in the semi-final? So that's a shame for Keats. Keats is going back. In fact, Keats has dropped to the back of the pack. So Keats with a problem has gone to the back of the pack. Brooks is up to P3. So the lead 3 haven't... Martel! The tyres off Martel. Rear left puncture for Conor Martel. So Martel, I don't think he's going to be able to take the win here. I'm sure I saw it through the long left-hander. Watch Conor Martel's rear left wheel here if you can. It looks like the time was off. This is going to be a tough
corner for him.
As he goes around here, you should see him 2 sideways. Here we go. Watch again. End of the straight, Bucky. And he moves over. Oh, no. To Martel with the rear left. The champion's not going to take the dream victory here. We're going to see him on the podium anyway. Martel pulls off to the side. What a shame.
Yeah, what a shame. But here's our boy McConnell. He's wheeling it right now out in front. Keys and Bigham and Keats are the only one to take the Joker. Keats is out of the race. Keys is in 3rd right now.
So yeah, Keys has jokered, look, and he's only 1.7 off the back of McConnell. So at the minute, Keys could stand to still take the win here, and his spots will be on the ready. Gone back to 1.9. So McConnell has got to tidy it up, Bucky, and
yes,
push
he does,
for a gap.
because Brooks is all over him, and the more they bump, the more Keys is going to benefit and get them both in the Joker.
Brooks chasing him down. Keys.
If I was Brooks, I would have been in the Joker already.
Yeah, me too. And he's going to have to go now, surely. I mean, okay, we think we've got another bunch of smaller guys out here. Is it Keys? So Keys is in 3rd. I think we're hearing it's Keats who's got a puncture. We knew that. He's out the race already. Keats is 18 seconds back. It's all about this top 3 here. So it's McConnell 0.4 ahead of Brooks, but Keys now just 1.7 back. So Keys doing a fantastic job after that incredible performance yesterday
hanging it out there
in the wet. Keys looks like he might take another win here. McConnell has got to tidy it up with Brooks in behind. Super entertaining. Holding them off. What's that gap down to? 1.4. Look, Bucky Keys is taking it.
One lap to go.
So Brooks goes Joker. Watch for Brooks coming around the long right-hander. Keys should get him in.
Keys has got him.
Yeah, so Brooks has dropped back. Brooks dropped back, and Keys is now in the box seat to try and get through. 1.5 seconds off the back of McConnell there. McConnell's just gapped him by a 10th, so McConnell could go for a big push on these last 2 laps and just try to seal that win, Bucky.
Yeah, if I was McConnell, I'd get in that Joker right now. If I feel like my car isn't there, I'd get in there and just try to push Keys behind me and keep him behind me. But it looks like Keys is reeling him in right now.
So Keys winning in the wet yesterday. Can he win in the dry today? It'd be a great way to finish his season with a double win here in the double header at Kota. And Alex Keys does slot into the lead from McConnell. Just a few corners to go now. Brooks, will he make a last-ditch attempt? Brooks is super sideways through the left-hander. Fantastic job by Keys. Gutting not to see Martel and Keats among this fight. Martel, the champion, parked on the side of the road. Fantastic drive though. Alex Keys yesterday was absolutely unstoppable in the wet, and he's got all his form together at the right time today. Qualified P3, but he's going to come out of this one and take the checker flag. It's a double-header win for Keys here at Kota at the end of the ARX2 season. Great drive. P2 goes to McConnell. So entertaining. Loving the Jamaican style, both on and off track, and Brooks in P3. These guys have really got their head around the European style of rallycross racing, which has been brought over here for America's Rallycross. It's been a pleasure to watch these youngsters compete this year. Our champion is Conor Martel, but it's Alex Keys who takes a double victory at the end of the year, and my goodness me, I'm looking forward to next season already.
Wow, that was awesome.
Good stuff. So, Bucky, great race. You remember earlier in the year, these guys were beating the hell out of each other on circuit.
Yes, they were.
And the guys who'd raced in Europe were saying, look, this isn't the way you do it now. It's not about position, it's about time. I've been fascinated in just 5 rounds to see the progression of the youngsters from the style of, overtaking each other to getting into this style of racing for time. They've done a great job, haven't they?
Well, not only have they done a great job, the organization that has taken on this series has done a great job to run it correctly and make it about the times. Leading up to the racing, lead up, have it be about the times. Lead it up to the racing. We want to see the good a good car in the final. We don't want to see a car limping into the final.
No, we don't want. You don't want to see loads of contact. You know, and the other thing is stewarding. You know, the stewards are pretty tough, and okay, you don't like it when you're on the receiving end of a steward's decision. But, you know, to be fair, you also don't like it if something doesn't go your way out on track. And it's nice to know, isn't it, that, you know, if you make a mistake, okay, it's not nice to know. If you make a mistake,
want to take it out of the driver. You don't want the drivers doing the steward's job.
No, exactly. So, you know, the stewards have been in control. Great organisation. Had been a fantastic championship season. There you go, your winner. At round 5 is Alex Keys, Fraser McConnell in P2, then Brooks, Bigham, Keats, Martel the champion with a DNF, but he takes home the biggest trophy anyway. Let's go and have a catch up with Neil Cole.
Well, Alex, that is an impressive weekend. You've won both rounds of ARX here at the Circuit of Americas. How did you do it?
Man, just, you know, a little bit of good luck, really positive team behind me. Car was fast all weekend. Just make small changes here and there, keep making it better. You got to when the competition's this close, so we just came out on top. Great race.
It was wet yesterday, it was dry today, and the jug in that race.
Really have much of a choice starting 4th because we knew guys were going to take the inside, and I'm super glad that Christian didn't take the joker on the first lap because it meant that I'd run them. Obviously bummed for Connor that he had a flat tire, but he ended up winning the championship, I think. But, you know, great day, great race. That was a lot of fun out there. I'm still winded.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, here's a look back at the start. Good start, wasn't it, by Connor Martel? Unfortunate, as we say, to see him get a puncture, but that's the way it goes. You know, a little bit of rubbing and racing. These guys push him really hard. Keys that went joker on lap 1, and that just gave him a bit of space. And he was lucky he didn't catch up to the other guys too quickly, Bucky. He said, so look at this, Brooks, that was a brave old move, wasn't it, on Keats? But I think Keats was limping already. He was a bit slow in the semi. All 5 cars around the inside line, and it was around now that we clocked the fact that Martel was struggling a little bit for grip. McConnell still on a big push. This was McConnell at the merge, coming out behind Keys. Nothing you can do about the pace of him. Christian Brooks sideways in the final. The last final of the year, the final, round 5, settled in the favour of Keys, your champion, Martel. One race left to go for America's Rallycross 2018. It's a big one because it's a supercar final with 6 supercars in it. There's only 3 podium spots up for grabs. Everyone will want to be on the podium. But I'm really looking forward to seeing these guys properly race, Bucky. No sensible behaviour, you know, I mean, within reason, clearly.
I think the guys are ripping sleeves off right now. We're going to see a bar fight with cars.
Bucky, legend. It's been a pleasure. It's been great working with Bucky this year on America's Rallycross. Thanks to James Rimmer as well, who was co-commentator on round 1. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching it at home. We've got this one race still to go. I'm sure it's going to be an absolute barnstormer for you. So, yeah, you know, yeah, it's all in, isn't it? Turn 1. No team orders. Like, championship's done. Thanks very much. Yeah,
Let's do this, boys.
We're all good. Getting ready for it, Toppy Haken. To see him back in factory overalls. I tell you what, he's done himself no harm at all, has he, in terms of Operation Future Work, Bucky, because he's right there.
Yeah, he just jumped in that seat and put it in the final.
Yeah, impressive. Not easy to do, is it?
No, not at all. But I know Vermont Sports Car really has a nice car, and made it probably very simple for Toppy to just jump in there.
Engines rumbling away, R-pin. Block. This is cool, actually. Looking at it, we've got the 2 Beetles, 2 Focuses, and 2 Subarus. So we've got a battle of the 3 manufacturers.
And also team battles.
Yeah.
Look at that within the team as well.
So everybody's got somebody else that they should watch out for, but will they watch out for them when we get down to this? Faust would love, wouldn't he, to take the win from Speed because, yeah, again, Faust, where was he? He was Canada, wasn't it, where he ended up in the wall? Yeah, it was. So Faust actually ended up with P2 in Canada. He's P3 here at Kota. It was last time out, I remember now, it was the draw, wasn't it? So he kind of got the bad draw here, and that meant that he was on the outside, and he jokered early in the final, didn't he, from the outside, and then caught up to traffic and couldn't get back past. So it didn't quite work out for Tanner on the first visit to Kota, but as you can see, because he was the top qualifier here, he gets to choose. Well, basically, he gets the pole position. So Tanner as the top qualifier. If basically, when both guys win their semi-finals, that puts you on the front row. But it was the person who qualified highest gets the pole. So this time round, it's Faust on the inside, and Speed may have to be the one who jokers early. And if he does that, Buck, he puts himself back into traffic. So I think Speed, knowing what happened to Faust here last time, will want to not joker on lap 1. He's going to want to take the standard lap with Faust and see what happens with the traffic behind. So you could have a bit of carnage at the merge, and then Speed could go lap 2 and hammer in 4 quick laps to try and get his teammate. We know they're both super quick at the Beetles.
Yeah, exactly right. And what also he's not going to want to do is try to go on the outside of turn 1, because we all know that doesn't work.
Too dirty still, just too dusty.
Dirty, just too dirty.
Yeah, and look who's there to pick up the pieces up the inside. If he leaves the door open, it's Ken Block who's going to slot up the inside. Now, Ken raced him super clean in the semi. The championship was on the line. I think Ken raced him clean last time we were here. Scott didn't like it. It was a little bit of rubbing. We do get that, and we get more than rubbing in Rallycross, but...
I'm going to predict it now. The Beatles are super good at starts. Ken Block is super good at starts. Arpin is super good at starts. There is going to be no tucking in for Scott Speed. I'm going to call it now.
So he's going to have to, so
what's he going to do? Where is he going to go?
Well, you're right. Yeah, I mean,
he's going to check up. He's going to want to go standard lap. He's going to check up. He's going to lose a few tenths on that decision. He's going to send it into the joker that someone's already else has committed to full speed, which would probably be Toppy or Sandell.
So he's in a really tough position, isn't he?
It's going to be hairball.
Hairball. There we go. He's in a really, really tough position, Scott Speed. As Bucky said, he will want to tuck in behind his teammate Tanner Faust, but if Block gets a good start, he will already be in that spot behind Faust, so all to play for. Time then for the last final of America's Rallycross 2018, and what a stormer we have in store for you. Faust and Speed on the front row, the teammates for Volkswagen Andretti Racing. On to row 2, Ken Block and Steve Arpin. Brilliant to see those two guys here with the Ford Focus RS-RX. Bringing up the rear, we've got the two Subarus of Sandell and Heikkinen. Heikkinen on his first outing with this team. Done a brilliant job.
Heikkinen does really good on this outside line of the joker and really sets it up and gets a good run out of it. So here we go at the start.
Here we go, ready to race. Cars are all in gear. Revs up, anti-lag on for the last time this year for America's Rallycross. Block with not the best spark, moves straight across to the inside, but he's already been done. Sandell's gone straight past Block. Block retires, Arpin up the inside. Speed goes straight into the joker lap. It's Tanner Faust from Steve Arpin, and Ken Block pulls off towards the paddock. So I think Ken knew that he had a problem with the car there, Bucky, because he didn't even take the start and he moved right into the lead.
He knew right away that he had an issue with the car and got it out of the way, but he did want to start the final.
Right, so this is now going to come down, I think, to Arpin and Speed in P2 and P3. So Faust out front wants to gap it as much as possible. He will be hoping that Arpin does not joker and that Speed catches up to him and it costs him time.
But last race we saw how fast Arpin was, so I don't think that there isn't going to be any joker strategy here. It's just put in some fast laps.
Okay, so what's the gap then between Faust and Speed? We know it's about 1.8, so in theory Faust could go down, but you need to see whether or not Speed starts to close that gap down or not. Tanner Faust would love to equal the win stakes here. He can't take the title from Scott Speed because Scott has started the final. So that means he definitely gets his 1 point for this race. So Faust leading from Arpin, and the gap's going up to Speed. So at the minute, Tanner Faust is looking on for this. He's absolutely flying out front. So when do you go, Bucky? If you look at that, the car three-wheeling. Arpin's gone, so that's released Scott Speed. So Arpin has gone, so now it's up to Faust spotting whether they send him, because they know that Scott's got super clear air in front or not. Arpin has gone in response to Heikkinen behind, so Heikkinen and Sandell were right there. They were close enough. Oh, this is good pace for the Subarus.
There's still chance for a Subaru on the podium here. There's
the two of them.
Yeah, there's two there, so Speed right now is 2.5 off of Faust.
It's super close, so you've either got to send Faust now and hope that he comes out in front of his teammate. What are his spotters going to decide? You're going to know soon enough. Faust goes into the joker lap. Faust is in the joker lap. Speed on the inside. This then for the final win of the year. There's a couple of laps left to go, but this is the key moment. Tanner Faust checks up on the inside. Scott Speed goes out wide. Or Faust all crossed up on the brakes. Speed going to try and find the exit Speed, but indeed Tanner has got it tidied up. Lovely job. Tanner Faust, a door on the brakes there. He's just a little bit sideways, Bucky.
Tanner covered him up well. He knew he wasn't going to be fast around that turn, but he wanted to be the first one there.
So this is going to be, yeah, he did indeed shut the door beautifully. He's obviously seen some of the people slotting up the inside of that Joker lap merge. Speed with a couple of laps to chase his teammate now. Tanner's just got to keep a cool head, but Speed, of course, will be super relaxed because he knows he's the champion, so this is going to be great. Behind them, Arpin has just got a tiny little gap over Heikkinen, a few tenths of a second. Faust from Speed for the final win of the year. Remember, Speed's got 2 wins. He won at Kota in Canada. Faust won at Silverstone. He'd love to equal it at 2 wins apiece.
Arpin about a second out in front of Toppy right now.
Faust using every inch of the road in the Beetle. Tidy job through the long right-hander. He looks comfortable. Look, he's managed to gap Scott, hasn't he? You know, Tanner was... Scott played it brilliantly, to be fair to him. In Q4, we were looking at a 4-point deficit, and that would have meant that this was all on the line now in terms of points. It would have been super close for us to be working out who was going to get it. And then when Arpin ended up in the wall in Q4, he was in P2. He dropped down. Speed capitalised by taking the fastest time. You know, he got it all together at just the right time. He's been nervous today, Speed, and I'm pleased to see that because it goes to show what it means to him to get the championship job done. Yeah.
He showed some emotions today, that's for sure.
He did indeed. Tanner Faust round that long right-hander with a 1.5-second gap over his teammate. The checker flag falls and Faust takes the final win in America's Rallycross 2018. It's 2 wins apiece for him and his teammate. And it's P1 and P2 in the standing. Speed is the champion, Faust the runner-up. Fantastic job by Volkswagen Andretti Racing all season long. Arpin takes the final podium of the year. And that is Arpin's first podium as well. So Arpin making it through to the final in Canada and taking a podium on his last outing in America's Rallycross. Really good job by Steve. Been smiling all weekend and enjoying his racing, so it's great to see him up on the podium.
Good job, guys. That was an awesome race.
Pretty tidy, really, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I think once Block was gone, of course, you know, in our build-up to the final, we were convinced he was going to play. He would have done Bucky because, like you said, he would have been there behind Faust, which would have stopped Speed slotting into P2. Speed actually went Joker anyway. I mean, maybe that was his tactic to get himself out of the situation, but then you're in danger, I say, of maybe catching up to the Subarus. Maybe he looked at the Subaru lap times and thought, you know what, they're fast enough now that I can follow them for a couple of laps, which he, you know, it wasn't a problem, but anyway, Speed the champion, Faust the winner. Here you go. Tanner Faust wins the final round of America's Rallycross 2018 Kota. Scott Speed in P2, tying up the championship. Steve Arpin with his first podium in the series at the final round. Heikkinen, a great debut for Subaru, 4th. Sandell and Ken Block, unfortunately, with a DNF. Here's a look at the start again. Yeah, look, Block just moved straight over. It straight off the start, Bucky, so he knew, didn't he? I wonder if he broke something on the pre-launch.
Yeah, it looks like he kind of knew something was broke going into it, that he wasn't going to finish.
Tidy race after that, really. Faust at the merge, you know, it was looking pretty dicey. When they were coming round to this point, we knew they were going to be super close together, but Faust got out in front. Speed then followed him, but, you know, a lap or so later, Tanner had got the gap up to 1.5, and at that point, he had a little bit of breathing space. So Tanner, I'm sure, will be really, really pleased to have taken the final victory of the year. Great stuff. Tanner Faust takes the last one. 2 wins apiece for him and Scott Speed. A brilliant job by Volkswagen Andretti Racing for a P1 and P2. Nice to see Arpin on the podium too.
It is. He did a great job. The weather held out for us all, and we didn't have to get our rain jackets out. It was good stuff.
Yeah, all good. Good season, Bucky. You've enjoyed it. I know you want to be out there in the car, but we've had a fantastic time having you on commentary with us. Great insight as well into the mind of a rallycross driver.
Second best seat. Second best seat.
Pleasure, mate. Thanks so much. Well, let's take a look at the Drivers' Championship standings at the end of the season. Here we go. Scott Speed, your champion, 112 points. Only took it by 5 in the end from Tanner Faust, who nicked 3 points back off him. What would have happened if it had been super close in qualifying? But Speed did a brilliant job in Q4 and managed to close that out. Patrick Sandell takes the final podium spot in the season. Good for him. Ahead of Ken Block. Ken Block retiring in the final there, so I wonder if Ken might have been able to sneak that if he just managed to take the finish, but not this time. So we do see a Subaru on the podium, but it's the championship podium in the end. Ken Block 4th, missing the first round, don't forget. Good job by Hoonigan Racing and Lowenbro Racing, working together to run those 2 cars. Atkinson, Arpin, Bennett and Liam Doran. We're back. Whipping round the other way for you. It's been a long day.
It has.
5 to 9. The first session was on much since, but so much rallycross for you guys to watch at home, and we really hope you've been enjoying it. Any standout moments for you really today? It was good to see Doran. Good to see Heikkinen. Heikkinen was good.
Yeah, that was good. Toppy's performance was awesome. I would have to say my favorite was actually seeing Liam Arpin getting podium. I'm always a fan of McConnell throwing it out there.
Yeah, McConnell's was great. I
Yeah, it
enjoyed
was fun to
McConnell's
watch him.
sideways style. Hello,
Martel
Jamaica.
taking the championship. Those guys are...
Loads of high points. Loads of high points. Great to see so many people embracing Rallycross over here in the States as well. Of course, we were here with America's Rallycross earlier this year, but this weekend a big doubleheader with FIA World Rallycross Championship alongside America's Rallycross as well. So, yeah, a really good season. We're hoping to get the guys round here, actually. I can see them setting up the podium. So the podium is behind this camera. Just down there, we've got the Cooper Tyres truck. We're going to be bringing the cars around. You're not going to see them. I'm going to see them from here. Don't worry, we'll get a camera there so you guys can see it at home. But they're going to bring the drivers round and... hand out the trophies and the champagne for the race here, and then I believe we're going to have a championship podium as well. So I'm sure the VW Andretti guys will be pleased with the result, and probably heading out for a few beers as well tonight.
You ready to head out tonight?
Oh, it's been a long weekend.
This guy's been pulling triple, double duty. I don't know how he does it.
Thanks, man. Let's take a look at the replays from the final of the year. Have a look at this. So this was Faust and Speed. You can see in the background, look, Block pulling off to the side of the road. Good job, wasn't it? You know, I mean, Speed, as I say, with Block gone, but then Speed couldn't have known that. So I think Speed maybe had planned the Joker lap anyway, but I thought that was going to be risky, but, yeah, no problem.
No problem.
Well, of course, but then you see both the Subaru's Joker behind him, so I suppose as long as he beat them into the Joker lap, he knew he wasn't going to have any problems with catching up, because Arpin was fast this weekend.
Yeah, there was no traffic for Speed to catch. I was surprised Arpin didn't stay out there a little bit longer just to kind of put the block on Speed.
Yeah, sure. I suppose maybe they were trying to cover off the Subarus behind, weren't they? Because they were a lot closer than we thought they were going to be. Look how fast a lap is here at COTA. Pleased for Faust. So basically, if you look at it, the two events outside of the US, Canada and the UK, Faust won one and Speed won one. And the two events at COTA, Faust won, Speed won. Both been class acts. You'd love to pick a moment, wouldn't you? We'll have to ask Tanner maybe later, look, you know, what was the moment at which you think it slipped away, or maybe Speed, what was the moment at which you think you took it? It was super tight between the two teammates all season long. Faust, familiar number 34, three-wheeling the Beetle through the long right-hander. This was when Arpin went Joker, so Arpin's gone Joker. We knew he was going to miss out, and look how close it was to the Subaru behind here at the merge. And Heikkinen, look, having a look up the inside. Sure, Heikkinen's bringing a lot of World Championship experience, isn't he? I think it's easy because he hasn't been competing regularly this year. You kind of like, oh, he's fallen off the radar. But
he was definitely Subaru's hired gun to come in here and give them positive or negative, any kind of feedback on the car.
Yeah, and he got them a P4. I mean, yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. Sandella's managed to get them a P4 in Canada and the UK, but to come in on a one-off and get a P4 for Heikkinen, I think is a great job.
I think that he would have to say some positive things about that car, getting it up there the way he did.
Yeah, 100% looking good in the Subaru overalls. There we go. Look at Faust. That again was Faust completely covering off the inside. It was interesting, Bucky. Actually, to totally shut the door, he risked it on the dirt, but you said he just needed to be in the corner first.
Yeah, he just needed to beat Speed into that turn. He didn't care about what kind of speed he carried through the turn as long as he was first.
Yeah, job done. Speed was putting the chase on at this point, trying really hard to catch up. Blue groove conditions through there. I wouldn't have minded seeing a little rain shower to liven things up a bit, but I think we're going to see Eddie now looking at the horizon. Things have cleared up for us. And by now, I think Faust was probably looking to relax. I doubt Speed was going to try anything silly anyway. When he's won the championship, you know, you want the two Beetles, don't you, up on the podium. It's going to be Faust on the top step, Speed on the second step for the race celebrations, and then they'll be swapping seats for the championship celebrations. Speed taking it just in the semi-final.
This track was a bit technical, but it proved to be a nice racy.
Yeah, decent final.
Yeah.
Decent final. No carnage. I'm glad nothing was decided by carnage. We like a good race, but I wouldn't have minded seeing Liam versus Arpin, or, you know, Speed versus Block. We denied that, weren't we? Liam didn't make it, and then Block pulled off at the start of the race. So yeah, we denied the some of the interesting relationships that have been built up in this series.
I'm going to hang out with Arpin and see if I run into Liam, and maybe we'll see some more fighting later tonight.
The after party, people tearing off sleeves. There you go. Finally, You can actually see, so the tent's in the background over Faust's car. That's where me and Bucky are. We're up to give you a wave if we end up seeing. There we are, our little wave. Like, he only got us for a second. Why are you focusing on Faust, the race winner, you know?
Yeah, what did he do this weekend?
We've been there. Yes, Tanner, well done. Tanner Faust wins it. Bruce has got the pace. We knew that anyway.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good old boys.
That's his number one, runs the car for him. Quick hat swap situation going on. And then we're going to get them up onto the podium. Arpin's car is down there as well. Parked firm up against the fence. Can't see Speed's car, so I wonder if Speed has gone back for a little celebration with the team.
All the fans are filtering in from the stands to come down here to the celebration. Maybe get a little champagne on them.
Yeah, there's a bunch of fans down at the podium. Good to see.
Yeah, you got a pen?
Scott Speed takes the championship with 112 points from Tanner Faust on 107. Sandell wrapping up the top three for Subaru. Good job by him. Ken Block, as I say, missing around, doing well to be fourth. Atco, Arpin, Bennett and Doran. Doran doing 2 rounds this year. He was in the UK. And of course he was here, so he used his own Citroen in the UK. The GCK Renault Megane here. Oliver Bennett, 3 rounds in the Mini. Great to have them along for the ride. I must say it was nearly super exciting. It was nearly super close between these guys. If Speed hadn't pulled it out of the bag in Q4 today, that final could have been a very different story. Well, Neil Cole's managed to grab one of our podium finishers. Let's see who he's with.
Tanner, a race win here at the Circuit of the Americas. It must feel really good.
Of course, it feels great. It feels great to win in this series. I think IMG's done an amazing job of putting together a series in short order where we can race here in the States. ARX is going to be a great rallycross series, I think. And, you know, for today, I did what I could to gain as many points as I could. Scott had an event that started out in turmoil, which was a little bit of a glimpse of hope for me, frankly. And then he, in Scott's form, ended up finishing off pretty strong and getting second. In the final, when I saw that I was covering him on the Joker and he was in second, I just tried to just push as hard as I could, see if I could get him to push pretty hard too, but he was saving it for the championship, I think. But it's a great win for Volkswagen Andretti Rallycross and for Rockstar, and a 1-2 finish is awesome. So we got to be happy.
Enjoy the podium and the trophies.
Thanks, Neil.
There we go. The other 2 guys are up there already. Tanner Faust, your winner of round 5 of America's Rallycross, is about to go up and take his step, the middle step of the podium. Where's Faust? Making his way up from where he was talking to Neil.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our podium celebration for ARX,
so Arpin
the first ever
on the right
American Championship.
with his first podium in P3. P2 with Scott Speed here.
Number 1 will be
Tanner Faust taking the win.
Steve Rimmer, the owner of Dirtfish.
I think it would have been pretty hard there for Scott to get past Tanner anyway, but good job. Yes, Tanner, nicely done. There's Steve Rimmer, owner of Dirtfish Rally School, one of the sponsors of this fantastic series. They presented, of course, the first Kota racer. Many thanks to Steve Rimmer for all the support this season. Brilliant partnerships with this series. Cooper Tyres, of course, the official supplier of tyres to the America's Rallycross Championship. Great to have them along too.
From Canada, Steve Arpin.
I'm pleased for Arpin. I'm really pleased for Arpin to get a podium here. He's such a smiley dude, really happy. Didn't look quite so smiley when he was bull riding on Friday afternoon. But
he runs that whole program. He gets the sponsorships, like he's communicating. I think he probably orders the parts for the cars.
It's hard work,
I swear to God, he does it all.
No, he's worked for it. He's really worked for it. Him and Marlboro Racing, working with Hoonigan. They've been developing that motor this year. Champagne showers.
Congratulations to our top 3. They've raced each other hard around the USA
great
for
stuff.
many years.
Really
But now,
cool.
and the new guys of the All America's Rallycross ARX. As we celebrate with our top 3.
Good crowd down there too. Nice to see people have realised where the podium is. They've all gathered around it.
2018 and a remarkable run. 4 rounds, and it took to get there.
So two
Let's
wins
call
for
again
Speed and
Steve
two
Wimmer
wins for Faust this season.
to come up and present the trophy to our new champion. So good they named him Speed, the one and only Scott Speed.
There you go, local announcer. So good they named him Speed. I'm not Speed, trying to get the exit speed. He's trying to get more speed.
Well, it would be the same if it was Scott Slow.
Do you think he's a real... Well, I think it'd be rad if he was Scott Slow. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Do you think it's his real name? I'm going to ask him tonight. Do you think he had that changed?
I don't know. I mean, he grew up karting and stuff. I think,
I
I think
know,
his future was kind of planned.
Do you know what? Scott Speed, when I spoke to him earlier in the year, he's at Silverstone. He goes, oh, cool, do you like Silverstone? He worked over in the UK, lived in Milton Keynes in the UK. He was going about how much he loved Milton Keynes, which was brilliant, hilarious for us. You know, he was familiar with Silverstone. He used to work as an instructor over there. He's been in so many different forms of motorsport. Formula One, you know, this guy he can wheel any kind of race car, and he's done a fantastic job this year. You know, he's a class act in Rallycross. I'd love to see him have a crack at a couple of World Rallycross events as well. We know he's on the same pace as the top drivers in the World Rallycross Championship. But there you go, Scott Speed crowned the 2018 America's Rallycross champion. P2 goes to his teammate Faust.
Fantastic top three.
P3 to Sandell.
Hard against each other for many years to come. Let's hear it one more time for our top three today and our new champion, Scott Speed.
Speed the champion, Faust the winner here at COTA. Hopefully you guys feeling like you're winning at home, having watched this entire series. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in, from myself and Bucky Lasek. It's been an absolute blast.
Well, there we have it. There's still some champagne on the lens of the camera, which shows us that we have been celebrating. We have a new champion of a brand new series. Thank you so much for tuning in for the first ever ARX Rallycross season. Steve Arpin getting his first podium of the season, and what an incredible amount of racing we've had this weekend. Thank you so much to the whole team, to you guys for watching, to Bucky Lasek and Andrew Coley for an incredible job up in the commentary booth. We need to clean off this champagne from the podium because we've got World Rallycross semi-finals and finals starting in half an hour. But for now, ARX 2018 is done.